Hello guys, welcome to my channel and to another Upcrate unboxing video. I'm very excited for this box, so let's open it and see what's inside. So it looks like the box is spring themed, so I like that. And we have watercolors! In sheet form, we have watercolor sheets. I've heard a lot about these in the past, so I'm very excited to try these out and find out if I like it or not. I think it's a very cool idea, by the way. Next up we have a colored pencil in pink, which says, "Oops." And we got an art liner by Spectrum Noir in the size 0.5. And oh my god, yes! I always wanted to have a travel brush and Upcrate finally included one. So let's see. Ooh! That's pretty. Wow! I am impressed. And it seems to be Upcrate's own brand, so I'm very excited to try this brush. So we got the bottle post, and let's have a look at the topic. It is Life Wakes Up. So I guess that's a spring topic. Oh my god, these stickers are so cute! Look at all these little cats. And we got an art print with cats too. And last but not least, we got a whole paper pad with watercolor paper. It has a little texture and looks really nice. It's 300 GSM, by the way. So let's have a closer look at the watercolor sheets. It is apparently the spring set. Okay, can we take a moment to appreciate the packaging? It's so cute with all these little illustrations on here, and it says handmade, which is pretty cool, I think. Oh, what happened to Cherry Blossom? That looks a little weird. I don't know if it's supposed to look like this. It looks a little furry almost. Yeah, I hope it works anyway, but it looks definitely weird. The same thing happened to the blue here, so I really have no idea why and how it's looking like this, but whatever. If it's working, I'm fine with it. Oh my god, there are even metallic colors. And there's even a little mixing palette in here. That's really cool. So between all the colors are little protective sheets, so the colors don't mix if they are not 100% dry. So let me quickly grab some water and then I'll try these paints because it looks really fancy. I just discovered that it says make swatch here, so I guess that's what I'll do now. And start swatching the whole little booklet. But I guess I will have to take breaks in between because the paints should dry before going to the next page, so I'll speed that up for you. First impression, wow. These paints are so pigmented. When working with watercolor pens, you often need to activate the paints by spraying a little water on them before they get really pigmented, but these paints were so well pigmented from the moment the wet brush touches the paint, which is really impressive. All of the colors are really vibrant, and in my opinion this could also be a summer palette and not only a spring palette. The fine liner works really great in combination with watercolors and does not smudge at all, so that's awesome. However, the colored pencil felt a little weird right from the start. If you use normal pressure, like not pressing super hard but also not pressing super light, the color was a little too pale for my taste. Like, there was not much pigment on the paper. To get a really vibrant and rich color you have to press really hard, and it kind of reminded me of the colored pencils I used in elementary school, which weren't that bad, but you had to use a little more pressure to get a nice result. The eraser of the colored pencil actually worked surprisingly well, which is really cool. You don't get that a lot with colored pencils. They are usually pretty hard to erase, and the erasers they come with are often pretty crappy, so it's nice to see that there are brands who actually manage to include useful erasers. I then took a little break to think about what I wanted to paint, and I thought it would fit the topic quite well if I painted some flowers that peek out of the snow, so I googled a reference and just started painting. I wanted to keep the style rather loose, so I decided to apply the paint first and then add the line work later and see what happens. And man, there did something happen, at least with the indigo blue, which looks like purple to me, but whatever. The color kind of separated, and suddenly there was not only indigo but also some pink showing through, which surprised me a lot because I didn't realize that when doing my initial swatches. I had a look at them again and I could actually see some pink when I was looking up close, but it was barely noticeable. However, when painting these leaves with a little more water, the separation became pretty clear, and it almost reminded me of the granulating watercolors by Schminke. I tested some more colors of this watercolor booklet later, but this is apparently the only color where that happens. So that was quite a surprise, but I liked the effect. What also surprised me was how well the integrated palette works. At first I was quite skeptical about it, but it works great. The best thing about this is that you can just take a wet paper towel and remove all paint that's still on there within seconds. This was actually a lot easier than cleaning the palette that comes with my regular watercolor set. The only thing I'm wondering is how long the paints will last me, because I can hardly estimate how much paint actually is on these sheets, like if it's more or less than in a regular paint pan. To be honest, it doesn't look like much, but since the paints are highly pigmented, I might be mistaken and it's actually a lot on there. I don't know, ask me again in a year or so. Concerning the color selection, I was pretty happy. The only color I was missing was black or Payne's Gray, and I get why they didn't put it in there. It's a spring palette aimed at painting florals and other bright things, but it still would have been nice, especially if you plan to take this palette with you when you go urban sketching. Also, the metallic colors are a nice addition to the palette. I just didn't use them much here, but they do look great. At the end, I really need to mention the brush here because I am in love. It comes to such a nice point, holds the paint really well, and with a brown wood handle, it does look very pretty in my opinion. And I really needed a travel brush, so special bonus point. All in all, I really like this box and I'm surprised by the quality of the watercolors, so I can definitely see myself going some more urban sketching this year and taking this set with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. See you next time. Bye guys!